Okay. Yeah, huh. Okay. All right. All right, let me check comments before we dive in. We give everyone a minute to get here. I thought I was going to be late. I got caught up in my music and my planner. And over here trying to claim that #1 spot, of course. Now that we've got the little rankings. Aaron #2. Okay, love it. Love it. Aaron says I was doing laundry. Would have been here sooner. Oh, I need to do some laundry. The hubby fusses at me because when I do laundry, like we do separate laundry just because it works out. And when I do my laundry, like when I put the clothes in the washer, I set my laundry basket in the hall outside the laundry room door as like a visual reminder of, hey, you have shit in here. You need to like flip it over to the dryer. So my laundry basket will sit outside the door, and he walks past it and he's like, babe, you know, this is not where it goes. I was like, babe, you know, I have laundry in there. So it's still in there. I did it yesterday and it's in the dryer. So I need to go take care of that. Let's hope that the internet holds out. I had some weird little moment this morning where the internet was like, forget it, and just shut down. So we shall see. Okay. Oh, yes. Hey, it's Tori from Calypso Creative Planning. I always forget that part. Not always. I don't know. I feel like, it's like, 80-20, maybe. I don't know which way 80-20 though. I don't know. I do that. Okay. All right. So Anne's here. Aaron's here. Victoria's here. Okay. We'll see who else wants to chime in the chat. All right. So today's thing. Oh, well, maybe. Okay. I'm all over the place. This, if you didn't join yesterday's productivity live stream, this is my weekly spread that I ended up creating during that. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me tell you. Yesterday morning I got up and I was like, oh, I have all these things to do and I need to like sit down and like do my weekly spread so I know what I'm supposed to focus on this week, and need to get caught up on like admin stuff and all that. And I was like, okay, who else has a need to be productive and have a little productivity time? And there were a few people. So I did a live stream and I think we were on there for, I think it was like an hour and 45 minutes or something. And I don't know about the people who joined the productivity time, but I was super fucking productive. I mean, I went back and I was like trying to fill in my daily page. I'm like, okay, what all did I do? Let me see if I like missed something. And okay, let me tell, like my page didn't go very far, but look, this was all the stuff I got done during the live stream. Like that feels really good. I mean, that is nice. Okay. That feels like when you think about everything that goes into that, that feels really good. So we may have to do more of those, because I feel like that was my most productive time of the day. A big chunk of this was working on a lettering challenge. So yeah, that's going to be a majority of my days for the next month. Today and tomorrow are going to be a little hectic because today we've got the live and then I've got to get everything ready for tomorrow's release. And I've got to do my lettering piece because I'm trying to stay a little ahead. Right now I've got the first 2 days done of the challenge. So today I'm going to try to get day 3 done so I can be a little ahead because it doesn't start until tomorrow. So if I'm 3 days ahead, that feels really good in case something comes up. But I know there won't be another time where I'll get 2 lettering pieces done a day because they take a while. Oh my gosh. And the first 2, I let them be really detailed, and I probably will cut back on that a little bit. I don't know. But they're lovely and they are book related and they make me very happy. So that is all that really matters. But yesterday during the live stream, we talked about today we would do kind of like a Q&A thing for Procreate and Notion and planning stuff. books, who cares? Anything else you guys want to ask about or want to see or have a question about or whatever, we will do that today. That is the plan. And my mic is like, it feels far away. So if you guys can't hear me good, let me know and I can move it forward. But let me see. Aaron says productivity hour for the win. Oh, Claudette jumped in. Hey. Tamika's here. Hey. You're not that late. It's okay. This is the let's talk about random shit until people get here type of thing. It's a little low. Oh, okay. I don't want to get it in the way of the camera. Oh, just hit the camera. That's nice. Oh, well, that's unpleasant. I can also turn it up. Let me see. New mic. I'm trying to figure out placement. Like, it feels low. Let's just get a good view of my tattoos here for a moment while I get this adjusted. Whoa, the stupid loop. Oh, squirrel. Okay. Okay. Hold still. Well, microphone, go where I tell you. I swear, I think I have to switch. Okay, just seeing way too much here. Okay, quit. No, here, stop. Okay, we're going with that. We're going with that. I don't know that helped. I don't know that's any better. Gosh, okay. Here's the microphone, if you're wondering. It looks like this. Well, I guess it looks like this. It's just all up in my business. I probably need to change locations. Because I had my other mic I had in a different spot, and maybe that was a better spot. I don't know. This one's like right in front of me, whereas the last one I had over here to the side. I don't know. We'll play around with that. You guys let me know. Okay, let me get caught up on my stuff. All right. The other Victoria's here. Vicky's here. Anne says, will any other planners drop tomorrow in Witchy Glam? No. No, because I haven't had time to get any new ones. I know you're talking about the chunky vertical spiral. I will try to get one out sooner rather than later. Okay. All right. Is the mic good? I can turn it up a little if it's, okay. Let's do that a little bit. Gosh. Okay, Pookie says, I'm lurking while I get kiddo to therapy. Lurking and working, that's totally cool. We need a Sunday productivity hour sometime too. Oh, okay. I'm fine with doing that on Sunday because Sunday I would love to get the weekly stuff done on Sunday. Sunday is whenever I design the next planner collage. So we could always do something like that depending on like what time Sunday works for you guys, because that could be like a weekly thing and that is okay with me. So, shout out if you have a specific time. Okay, did I say Claudette's here? Kristen's here. Like, I love this. Y'all keep just rolling in. Aaron says exclusive goodies time. Yep, just get Anna Chunky Spiral, Kristen says. We do have Patreon exclusive goodies. I can show that next. Let's see. Anne says, I wasn't actually thinking of a chunky, believe it or not. I was thinking other ones in general. Okay, well, if you have one specifically, but in general is not specific. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, Vicky says, I'm down for a Sunday work hour. Kristen says, I'm down for Sunday. Tamika says, where's the monthly live schedule? I tried to locate it. Okay, so in Patreon, on the planning side and the book side, did I share it in the Facebook group? I don't think I shared it in the Facebook group, but we've got, let's see if I can find it quickly and easily. There's a calendar. Where you be, calendar? Okay, let's go, no, here, and not there, and here. And what is this? Oh, Freebie Vault. Okay, so if you go to the Freebie Vault, there is a Dropbox link for the calendar of events. So you can, like, I'm going to every month put a new one in here. So this is the new current one for October. For all the stuff that currently is scheduled, if there needs to be a change, I'll let you guys know. But right now, this is our calendar for October, and it looks pretty full, okay? Yeah, bigger. There we go. I keep this in my Notion. And yes, I know, Tamika, Notion. You can add this as an image in your Notion. If you don't want to like put all these in a calendar, you can add this image. I can show you that if you have a question about that. Let's see. Aaron says, morning-ish. I usually do Sunday night supper at my mama's. Poogie says, I can make any time work usually on Sundays. That's when I got to pretend my life's ready for the week. Tamika says, I'm excited. My client canceled this morning so I can be on. Whoop, whoop. Ann says, one like the one on the screen, but the regular full page layout, if that makes sense. I use those for tiny journaling. They just work better. Oh, okay. You mean like this, like without the dashboard, just like full, just notebook? That's what you're talking about? Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. And let's all recruit Anne again for a list because she's just so fucking fantastic about that. Y'all, last week she sent me like a list. She's like, here's all the requests. Here's all the video stuff. Like spot on. She's just good. So round of applause for Anne. Ooh, do we need a sound effect? Round of applause? I don't know. That was lame. Okay. Tamika says, got it. Thanks. Notion stressed me out. Okay, Tamika, are you using Notion on your iPad, your phone, or computer, or all three? Like, where are you using it? Because they are different. And if you want a good laugh at my expense, check out the first Notion tutorial that I tried to do. It was a complete shit show, just utter chaos. But yes, pre-made template, I can do that. I think I mentioned this in the Facebook post that I'm going to do a 2026 Notion Hub, like the big picture one. We've now got the big picture planning and like the, what is it called? Like the life planning one, the life hub, something like that. The only reason why those are dated for, I don't know why, finger quotes for dated. The only reason why I'm calling those dated is because they come with images for the year. So technically you could grab that 2025 one and swap out images for 2026. And we can do a video on that or not, but you know how to do like an undated planner and a dated planner? So the next round of Notion Life Hubs, I'm going to do like an undated one, like what I have with my book journal one or my book hub, whatever, to where that's undated. You can just, and when I say undated, I mean, it doesn't have any specific graphics to the year or whatever, so you can just use it for fucking ever, I guess. I don't know, maybe there's a limit. I haven't found it yet. But yeah, so I'm gonna do like an undated one so you can just keep going and going and going, and then a dated one that comes with all those graphics. So yeah. Okay, Tamika says, I started on my computer. Best way to go, because the computer one is where you can move things around and grip things and shift things. On the iPad version, not so much. You can type in stuff, you can view stuff, you can fill in things, but unless you have like the pre-made pages, the iPad version and the phone version are not that great. I mean, they're perfect for like, okay, let me see. I don't want to see my passcode, okay? But like, if I go to Notion here and like my reading dashboard on my thing, I think you want to call that, so I think I just always call it my book hub, right? So if I'm looking at this, I like this, these are my menus. I did a gallery menu and I've changed this up a lot, but like I can see all this stuff. I can go in and I can edit things for the specific books and stuff like that. Like I can edit things here. I can add notes to things. I can do all that kind of stuff. But as far as page setup, not easy on here. Like it's just not easy. And same thing for the iPad version. So apparently we're starting out with Notion for our first Q&A, and that's totally okay. So if I'm looking at the reading dashboard, so you can see if we're talking about like the differences. So on my phone, obviously we're stacked. On my iPad, it looks a little bit more like the computer version. And yes, I've changed this up drastically from the original. So I will be doing all these kind of updates in the new one. And I know Anne's like, any ETA on the new book Notion thingy? By the end of the year, it will be ready. Okay, by the end of the year, it will be ready. I promise, because I need it. But I've added stuff like a reading journal in here and stuff like that. So all of that stuff is going to be in the new version. So even if you're like impatient and don't want to wait for the new version, you can get the existing version, play around with it, get familiar with it, and then switch over to the new one. You can't copy all your stuff and paste it into the new one, but you can, you know, keyboard shortcut copy paste. So, okay. All right. Okay. Boogie says, I got on yesterday for a bit and was like, what the? And says, yes, unless it's a quick look or an edit, I always use the desktop version of Notion. So much easier. Yeah, for page setup, online desktop version. For quick referencing or quick, like, if let's say okay, we're used to use this for example. So let's say I get this book, it's set up as like I'm on the team. Let's say I receive it. I can go in here and easily change this to received and change the color of this and do all that kind of stuff. Like I can do that here. But as far as like page setup, it is painfully impossible on the iPad version. So the desktop version, so much better. Oh, it's like, if you go back and look at that first Notion video where I'm like, oh, Notion is the best. And then I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because I could not understand why so many people were having problems with Notion until I realized that they were trying to do the stuff on the iPad version. And it is not the same. Not the same. Okay? Tamika says, can I just buy the Notion bundle thingy now? LOL, because reality, I have a better chance tweaking templates than creating. Yes. I mean, you can go ahead and buy the new one now. I mean, buy the existing one now. The new one, I really want to get it out by the end of the year. And I think it's possible. What I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm making note of every single change that I've made from the original and the how-to process for it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put the new one out so that you can get it, but then also have an online, like a live class where I walk you through the steps of, if you have an existing one, how can you like tweak it to include the new stuff? So you can choose what you like and what you don't like. Basically, that'll be like a Notion deep dive. Claudette says, perfect for quick notes, but not editing. Yes. I even have a brain dump section here in my Notion so that I can like do that on my phone if I have like a quick lesson. It's saved in my favorites. And I think, yeah, so I have like this Notion favorites list widget on my phone. So if I have like a quick note, I can just like brain dump, add it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So Tamika says, I'm talking about the 2025 one. Oh, yes. So if you wanted to, you could go ahead and get the 2025 one and essentially just make it like an undated one if you want to, just by taking out the 2025 stuff and tweaking it. You can definitely do that. There's two different versions. There's like the Big Life Hub, like the big picture planning one that's super detailed, has a shit ton of stuff. And then the more simplified version, go away, that is the Life Hub. So that is this one. And like I said, it looks different on the computer versus the iPad. But here's what I meant about how you can add that image of our events calendar right into your Notion so that you can just reference it. You don't have to put all those into a calendar. You can just have that in there. It's an image. So you can, because see, look, I'm behind on putting stuff in my actual calendar. So this is like my lazy effort here. Tamika says, because the way this perimenopause brain and self-diagnosed adult ADHD, it ain't happening. I feel you. Says, oh, I will do that then because I'm on the struggle bus. Yeah, go ahead and do it. And if you want a more simplified hub or some other kind of Notion planner, let me know, because I have like a whole list of bunch of stuff started. And if you're into Notion stuff too, there's also like, I've got a garden planner and a recipe planner, meal tracker type of thing. There's just a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Anne says, I'm using a freebie template I found somewhere since you said the new one is coming. It's pretty basic, but it's working for me until I can get the ultimate one from you. It is coming. If you want something specific for the new one, let me know, because I'm still in the tweaking process. Anne says, Notion is so customizable. You can add anything you want to it. It's such a great tool. It really, really is. Pookie's back. Yay. Jessica's here. Yay. Okay. So since we're talking Notion stuff, we're starting out with that. What Notion questions do you... I'm trying not to shake my desk too much because look, just the least little tap and everything gets all shake. Okay. As far as the Notion goes, is there something specific you guys have a question about or something you want to see? I can switch over and show you my desktop version if you want to see that. Whatever you want to see, whatever question you have, this is our Notion segment. So what you got? Anne says, you're adding arcs to the main one and not having it separate in the new one, right? That will be awesome. Okay, so the way that I'm doing okay, let me shift some things around and we will go to my desk. Okay. It's this, right? Okay. So the way this is set up is I've got two different Notion hubs in the shop. We'll just here. So I can just pull this up and switch over to this one so that you guys can see. This is a recipe planner if you have not grabbed that. Okay, so the book one looks like this. If you're thinking about getting one of these in the shop, there's two different ones. So one is just like the regular one for people who have no desire to do advanced copy reading at all. Like it's not even a need. Okay, that's your basic one. Okay. Then I've got the ARC reader one, which means you're definitely doing arcs. Even if you're not doing arcs now, but you want to do arcs in the future, I would suggest getting the ARC reader one, because this one pulls in stuff for marketing firms. You have stuff if it's requested or received, and like due dates for arcs as opposed to publication dates. So there will be two different ones. I feel like you guys are seeing my hands. You're not seeing my hands, but there are still going to be two different ones, just because not everyone cares about doing advanced copies. And if you're not doing advanced copies, you don't need extra due dates, review links, like publicity firms. That word is hard to say. Is that just me? I don't know. But I've drastically changed the setup of mine from the original. So there will be drastic changes. But yeah, it still will be two separate ones depending on what you need. Because like I said, if you're not submitting reviews by due dates and you have to turn in links, you don't need to worry about that, right? So you just need the basic one. But if you think you might someday, then I would go ahead and get the advanced copy one, because it's already there. And if you don't need it, my reading dashboard includes both regular books and advanced copies. So you can have regular and advanced in the same one. It's not like you're only tracking regular books or you're only tracking advanced copies. I'm tracking both in mine, but some listings I don't need the review information because I'm not doing reviews or I'm not submitting links and stuff like that. So there will still be two different versions, but you can track regular and advanced all in one place. So, okay, let me check on questions because I think I got behind. Claudette says, widget is awesome. I use it to track my meds, weight, and diabetes stuff. So simple to pull up at the doctor. That's awesome. That's a great thing for using the Notion widgets for. See, Pookie says, I'm holding off for the Notion book template till the upgrade as well, probably. And says, at least I thought you mentioned that. I could be wrong. My brain is broken lately. Well, it was okay. So just to clarify, the advanced, the ARC Reader book list is not exclusive to ARCs. It just has that extra information. So if you're doing ARCs, get this one, or you think you might want to, even if it's just like one a year. If you are submitting links and have to deal with like a PR firm or something like that, this one has all that stuff in it. But if you're never going to do it, then don't worry about it. You can always add it yourself later if you want to customize it. That is the thing. This one, it's just done for you. And also, we talked about page setup. The template, or the hub, has page templates set up for you so that you don't have to do the page setup. So even if you're using it on your phone and you add a new book, you can add it using a template. And you don't have to make it. So you can, it's still on your phone. You don't have to set it up. You just click it and it automatically sets it up for you. Just says, I'm going to be real. If I don't plan, I don't get half the shit done. Yeah. Yeah. Poogie says, I didn't even know what an ARC was till I joined your community. For those of you who don't know, okay, ARC is the abbreviation for Advanced Reader Copy or Advanced Review Copy. They kind of use interchangeably. If you see ALC, that's Advanced Listener Copy. So that would be like an advanced copy of an audiobook. So that's what that is. A lot of times you can get those to read and review before they are published. And it helps, spread the word about the book. Sometimes it's just reading and reviewing. Sometimes it's promoting with graphics and all that kind of stuff. So it just depends on like what you need, what the author needs or what the PR company needs, stuff like that. Okay. Jessica says, it's been a long month. I finally got into an ARC. I need this. Me too, Pookie. I am in these books, especially Mafia. Oh, yes. Anne is laughing because I said one ARC a year. Like, yeah. And it says me, you, and Mandy, who all say we're slowing down on ARCs, but really haven't because books. Yes. Tamika says, yep, I'm just about trying to keep my life together. Okay, so Notion questions. Do you have any specific Notion questions, or do you want to see something in one of my Notion hubs or anything like that? If we're done with Notion questions, we can move on to Procreate, but I don't want to leave Notion behind if you still have something, because I know some of you are just getting started with Notion. Some of you have no clue with Notion. What you got? What do you want? Just as we need planning and Tori. Thank you. As long as you need me, I will be here. I will say it is scary right about now where so many shops are closing or slowing down drastically. I feel like October is going to be a little slower as far as new stuff going out because I'm trying to do this lettering challenge. But at the same time, I'm not going to just leave you high and dry. Still trying to get stuff out and still trying to update listings so you have new Noteful stuff. So I'm still doing stuff. But yeah. Joyce says we'll watch replay and ask Notion questions later. That is perfectly fine. If you end up watching this and have questions later, shoot me a message. If you can't find me, I've got lots of PR lovelies who can reach me. Because they sometimes will see a post before I do and they let me know. Anne says, my advice, if you want to use Notion, get it, try it, and you'll learn as you go. There are also so many tutorials out there if you need them. Yes, and I've done several tutorials here on YouTube, but there's also some in book club, especially if you're looking at the book stuff that I've got going on. You can also check that out because I do have some over there too. Aaron says, okay, I'm back. I have to rewatch the last 10 minutes or so. Y'all, my kid just finally got her first interview after weeks of looking. Awesome. Congrats. Okay. All right. I feel like we're dwindling on Notion, but I do want to show you something fun that I've recently added. And that is, I mean, I've got a reading journal thing that I've added. Look, so you can see how much I've customized. Like this is now my menu, as opposed to this was the original menu. So I've really, really customized mine, and it's really easy to do. But yeah, so I've added a reading journal, and I've even pulled in a view of it down here. So this is my reading journal for the month. And it's where I can tag books, and I can show like what I'm listening to or what I'm reading. I can add little notes to it. I've even turned on like color coding, because you guys know by now I fucking love color coding stuff. So it's just, look, we were talking about can't stop with the arcs. That's what this post is about. I say post, but it's a journal entry. But this is something new. So I wanted to share, this is my page for it. And let me go back to, so this was last month. This was last month. We're last day of September. So this was September when I really was doing more with my reading journal here. And there's a difference between a book journal and a reading journal as far as my brain is concerned. So this was my reading journal where I wrote about arcs arriving or reading books, listening to books. So these are all the entries. But then I have a feed here so I can see, you know, all of this stuff on here. And it's just making my heart happy. So that's going to be something that's new in the new version, is having a reading journal. So just wanted to share that fun stuff with you because it's making me happy. Okay. Poogie says, I too feel like I need to click around more and watch her videos, and then I may have more questions or requests. Yes, feel free. Reach out. Message me. I'm all over the place. You can find me anywhere. Jessica says, Good Notes in iOS 26 is similar to Noteful. I can't open to split screen. What? But Noteful, you can do split screen. Oh, well, maybe I don't have the new iOS. I don't know. Aaron says split screen in iOS 26 is strange, but you should be able to resize the screen and have multiple open that way. Oh, I don't know. See, that's one thing that's making me nervous about the new iOS, is because I don't like floating windows. I like things to be in their place. It gives me anxiety to have windows all floating around all willy-nilly on top of each other. And that's what it looks like. And I know Mac users especially do that all the time. It gives me anxiety. So I am unsure about that. Okay. Okay, is there any other Notion questions? Or y'all ready to move to Procreate? Because I know there was some Procreate questions too. Let me get some coffee while y'all tell me. Okay, is that it for Notion? Oh, did you guys want to know how to, I mean, maybe you do know, but for those of you who wanted the calendar, like this is an image, like in the freebie folder. If you want this image in here, literally all you do is, like, on a new line, hit this little button, and you can go to image. Mine's up here suggested. You may have to scroll down, but image, and then you can choose it. I'm gonna go to here, and I'm gonna choose calendar. And come on, little fella, you can do it. What are you doing? There you go. And so there's your calendar in there. So if you don't want to put all of this into an actual calendar in Notion, this is an easy way. It's just add an image. So there you go. Easy peasy. Okay. Is that it? What else we got? See, I've never used my Mac with floating windows, so it's all new to me now. And says, I hate floating toolbars too, and I'm a Mac user. If an app has it, I won't use it. Ugh. See, and when I say floating windows, and I've seen people do this all the time, and it just gives me anxiety. It's like, you'll have this window here for this, and then you've got this window here for this, and then you've got this window over here for this, and you're like, no, that gives me anxiety. What are you doing? No. Be in place. what the fuck are you doing? Stay where I put, no, I need you to be this. Or this is okay. But like be in place. Like don't be like all floating all like, no, no, no. I can't handle that. So no, no. So just in case you missed it, this calendar thing is in the freebie folder. There is, I put it in Patreon and book club yesterday. I don't think I put it in the Facebook group. The group, I mean the link is in the Facebook group, but maybe not the October calendar as a post, but the link to the folder is in there. Let's see. Claudette says it's nice to open calendar, Dropbox, and my planner. That's a lot on a screen, but yeah, I like a side by side. I use side by side all the time, and I've got 2 monitors on my desktop, so I may have like 4 or 5 or 6 things open at one time, but they're all locked in place. I just don't like the floaty. Like the overlap gives me anxiety. It's no, can't do it. Aaron says you can double tap the top bar and it will lock it into full screen. Yes, that's the thing with anything that's on PC. That works with anything. So I didn't know that was a Mac thing. I don't know a lot about Macs other than every time I see someone using it, everything's just floating around all willy-nilly. And like the 3D modeling software that I use, the Mac version, the toolbars do not lock. That would give me anxiety. I need you out of the way. Like go where I put you type of thing. Pookie says you can flick it so it stays in place and is split screen with the bar in the middle, but the corners aren't square and I hate that. You can turn on Stage Manager, but I hate that. What's Stage Manager? What's that? Is that like this where you can hit this thing and it shows like all your stuff open? Is that what that is? I don't know what Stage Manager is. I've never heard of them. I don't know Mac stuff. Aaron says I need bigger screens. I have 2 monitors and I want to say they're 27 inches, both of them. So that's quite large. I'm not opposed to having another one. I'll take another one. That's fine. Okay. Size matters. It does. Okay. It does in multiple ways of life. That's all we shall say. Okay, what are we doing now? Are we doing Procreate? Because I don't know where that went. It was crazy town. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to yeah. Okay. So, are we ready to move on to Procreate? Do you guys have Procreate Procreate questions now? Yes, I have updated to the new Procreate with like the brush libraries and stuff like that. I've started organizing mine, but it's not fully done. I honestly need to back up some of my Procreate stuff because she's getting a little crowded. And I don't know if my iPad might be starting to go or if my Procreate is just too full or what. But working on these really detailed lettering pieces, it's like, I've been having glitches and I don't know what it is. So, okay, Aaron is saying I feel like my Procreate is still pixelated. Okay, let's recreate what's going on. So, what is your canvas, Aaron? We're going to see what's going on. Do you just do screen size? Do you do a specific one? I have several canvases here. Most of them, I don't even know why I created them at one point and I never titled them, and then some of them I do. So, okay, you said 4,000 by 4,000. Let's see if I have one of those. I thought for sure there would be one in here. No. Okay, so if you don't know how to create a specific size canvas in Procreate, let's just get that out of the way. So we're going to hit this button for new canvas, and we're going to say 4,000 by 4,000. I'm assuming 300 DPI, Aaron, maybe. Now, you will see that depending on your canvas size and your DPI, the storage on your iPad, the version of your iPad, all those things go into how many layers you can have. We talked about storage size on iPads, I think maybe in the last video. But yeah, so, okay, so we're going 300. Okay, so 4000 by 4000, 300 DPI. Color profile, I'm sticking with RGB and this one. Display P3, by the way, only is for certain Apple devices, I believe, if I remember correctly. So I'm just going with this one. That's my go-to. RGB is also my go-to. So Erin says she gets 25 layers, or 29 layers. I get 29 layers as well. All right, so we're going to hit create. It's going to automatically create a new canvas for us. But also, if we go back, this new one that we did here is at the bottom. You can swipe and edit it, so you can like name it. Like if I wanted to call this one Erin, because, you know, we love her, I'm going to say Erin's canvas. Okay, and save. So you can see it now. It says Erin's canvas. If this is one you're going to use a lot, you can press and hold and move up. It doesn't, sometimes you can scroll, sometimes you just got to move it. So if I put it up here at the top, you can see now it's here. So anytime you create a new one, it's automatically going to stick it at the bottom. So you can delete it, you can edit it, you can, move it, whatever. So here we go. All right. Okay. Kristen says, I was trying to play with Procreate again last night after taking quite a while off, and I'm terrible. I think I need to retake a beginner's class. Anne says, same. Erin says, I need to delete all of my Canvas presets and start over with them. I have way too many. So yes, same. Poogie says, and then after that live, I went and upgraded. Yeah. People who have paper like screen protectors and color, do you use a metal tip or the OG pencil tip? I have a metal tip for writing and planning, but I don't know, coloring. Okay, so this is, I don't know, like second or third round of new tips, but they are official Apple tips. I do have this one from Paperlike, and I don't know, it felt a little different. I wanted it to feel like kind of like gritty like a pencil tip, and it really just feels the same as this, except it had a little roughness around the edge. Not good roughness, but like unevenness, and I'm pretty sure it scratched my screen somewhere. Let me see. Just hang on while I feel. Okay, I have the Paperlike screen protector, and I really believe it has a little bit of self-healing properties, because I had this on the other day. I was working on a lettering piece, and I scratched the shit out of this screen protector, and I heard it, and it scared me, and I immediately took this off and put this other one back on, and there was like a big scratch right here, and now I can't even feel it. So it just kind of like, I don't know, it's got like self-healing properties. I don't feel it, but it was like right here, right, like, oh, it was terrible noise. I did have, somewhere I have the metal tips where it looks like the end of like a ballpoint pen, and I liked those, and I loved playing with those, but I saw someone else say that it scratched their screen, and I got terrified, and I swapped back. So they're around here somewhere, and I liked them, and if I could find them again, honestly, I would put one back on and just play with it again, because it didn't scratch my screen. But look, this one scratched. But the Paperlike screen protector, yes. And I feel like if you put it on, it's going to feel more paper-like. Is that a pun? I don't know. It's going to feel more like paper the first little bit you have it on, and then it feels like it sort of smooths out. I don't know. We'll come back. I don't know. It doesn't feel as, like, I remember when I first put this on, it was like you could really hear it. And now, I don't hear it like that. Did I just put white on my screen? Yes, I did. Clear. So I don't know, but if I can find those other ones, I will put them back on and play with them. So if that helps. I don't know if that really answers your question, but yeah, there we go. Erin says, I have the OG tip with the screen protector. I want to try the new metal one. It's around here somewhere. You know what? Hang on. Let me just see if it's in this drawer. If it's in this drawer, I'll put it on right now. Move this light. I doubt it's in this drawer, though, because that would be too easy. Let me see. Got hoops. Got cords. Got loose spruce. Did those come from my head? I don't know. I put way too much shit in this drawer. What is in here? What is that? Oh. Oh. No. Okay, I have no idea where they're at. But, wait, what's this? What's that? What is that? What is this? Finding stuff all over my office. What is it? Oh, that's the little thing. That's not it. Okay. If I find them, I will put them on. Okay. All right. What did I, blah, 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 blah. Okay. What? Who's Stacy? What did I miss? I feel like I tend to put more pressure on my Apple Pencil than I need to. There is a way, if you feel like you're doing more pressure and you're like, this is not working out like it should, there is a way under preferences to pressure and smoothing. You can adjust your pressure. If you feel like you use more pressure and you're like, hey, let's decrease this or let's do this, or what, you can adjust that. If you feel like you're not doing like the regular and like, Buttons, what are you doing? You can adjust that. So that, we'll go back over here. Okay. Y'all, what did I miss? Y'all? What? I feel like I missed something. Okay. Let's go back to Erin's thing about pixelated. Okay, so Erin, what brush are you using that we need to test out? Let's go with the bright pink. Because, okay, if you haven't seen this yet with the brush libraries, so you can change them. Let's not do that. If you're in one of them, you can go to back to libraries, or you can do a little pinchy thing. And then the previews that show up is just whatever your last brush was or whatever your last set was. So like if I click this, mine are backed up to the cloud. So there is the little cloud thing until you use it. But like you can see that now this is the little display. Okay. Okay, the 11-month-old German Shepherd. I don't know where I missed that, Jess, but I very clearly missed it. Okay, so let's go to the classic library, and Studio Pen's in inking, right? Is it inking? No. Drawing? Where's it at? Sketching? Calligraphy? Girl, where's it at? Script? I know. Okay, so there's a so, oh, you pull down. There's a search feature. Where's it at? How do you get to the search? I know there's a search. Where you at? Okay, does anyone know how the search feature works? There is a search. I know there is. Do you have to go here? Search. Oh, you pull down. Pull down? No. Pull. What? I know there's a thing. There it is. Okay, you pull down that way. And then, what are we looking for? Studio. Studio. Not Stufio. What is that? Stop it. Studio. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you pull down, and I thought it was up here, but it's not. It's in the brushes. So Studio Pen. Okay. All right. Are we doing like a certain size, Erin? Okay, so I think I like spit on my thing. Okay, so Studio Pen. Okay, let's zoom in. If you go really far in, then yeah, it's going to be pixelated. But how far are we going in? I mean, I feel like that looks good. Studio Pen, for those of you who don't know, is pressure sensitive. So like a little pressure and then a lot of pressure. I am not the best at that, by the way. Okay. 1 or 2. You're all the way down here? That's so tiny. So tiny. Oh. I don't think I've ever used this pen on this setting, like 1 or 2. That's like, That's really tiny. I don't think I've ever used it on that setting before. But yeah, that does look pixelated when you go that small. I mean, because 1 or 2, that's like really small. By the way, this is how you control the size. We're going to do some Procreate basics over here. So this is your size. This is your opacity. If you're ever drawing with a brush and like, I know I'm putting lines on here, where the fuck is it? Check your opacity, because sometimes you'll accidentally turn that down. So to set your size, you just do this up and down. You can also press and hold this and drag out to go up and down if you want to get really specific. It moves slower that way, so this moves fast and this slows it down. And then you can also come over here and like set a size by hitting the little plus, and then it'll put this little mark there, and you can delete it by doing that. So okay, that's really small when you do mandalas. I mean, not necessarily small, but maybe a different pen, because I mean, that's 1 or 2. That's really small. I don't think I've ever in my life used that pen that small. Maybe try a different one, like fine tip. Like, oh, see, you get really pixelated there if you're going really small, but I don't know, like okay, monoline is, I know that one. That one's under calligraphy. Okay. I mean, it depends on how close you're getting, because like from back here, it's not. But if you like really zoom in, I don't think I've used that small in there. So maybe I've just never noticed it before, because like monoline at this size, what is that? That's 1. I mean, that looks fine, but the more you zoom in, yeah, it is going to get pixelated. I don't know. I don't even know what size I did. Where are we at? This. Like this one. I want to say for this, I may have used syrup instead. No, it's Studio Pen. Syrup may be the one that I used. I don't know. But I mean, like, the more you zoom in, it does get pixelated. But I would draw it at about like right here. So I mean, that's not super pixelated. But the closer you get, yeah, it is, because it is a pixel program. We did talk about looking at Affinity Designer for mandalas. So I haven't done that yet, but that is an option, because that's vector. You can use vector, and it doesn't. So Erin says it wasn't pixelated before, though, because I've always used these sizes with the pen. So I wonder if they just did something different. I don't know. I just don't think I've ever used that pen that small. Even when I was doing this and did, oh, it doesn't like it when you zoom in there and you're not actually on the thing. Did you guys know that trick, by the way? Like, if you don't open it, you can still like view it and swipe through the gallery of whatever is there. Oh, by the way, just in case you didn't know, boom. Although this, I did add a different color to it when I brought it in Affinity Designer. Ew. Crumb. Anyways, so you can flip through these as opposed to opening it and then you get all the stuff. So, okay. I don't know. I feel like it was either, maybe I did use Studio Pen for this. It was either Studio Pen or syrup. I think it was Studio Pen, because the reason why I say that is because if I go up here to my recents where I have stuff pinned, I feel like, okay, so syrup, well, no, syrup is not. Okay, so maybe I'm using one of these. I wish I could remember now. It's probably in a video. It's probably in a video and I just don't remember. I don't know. That's weird that it's like the same settings and it's pixelated now. I'm assuming it has to do with the update. Ashley, girl, I've taken you out 4 times today, purposely so you wouldn't interrupt us. Are you about to interrupt us right now? Is that she just said yes? Did you hear it? What? Can't you wait just a few more minutes? That is that a no? Okay. What other questions? Oh, Kristen said, "What are your guys' favorite brushes for coloring, for drawing?" Um. Ooh. Okay. So, I would say one of my top favorites is dry ink, and I can't remember if I edited this dry ink or not, because I did do a copy of it. But this is dry ink is one of my favorites because you can do little thin lines, you can do thick lines, you get, let's go a little bigger, so you get some texture, and it's pressure sensitive, and it's got a little bit of tilt to it. So like if you do this, you get this look, whereas if you do this, you get this look. So I don't know, I really like dry ink, and you can see I've got some settings here, so it's really good for outlining. And like I said, you got some pressure stuff. Girl. Really? Yeah. Go ahead, talk to us. Tell me what you want. Use your words. Even though Daddy says that's a problem that I tell you that. Use your words. What do you want? What? What? Okay. All right. That was aggressive with your words. Okay. Okay, let me go let her out real quick. And y'all think of your other Procreate questions or what you want to see in Procreate real quick. Let me just run her out. Oh, damn it. Button's got to go too. These dogs. Okay. All right, let me just let them out. Y'all think of your Procreate questions real quick. Hang on. Because I don't mind going over a little bit if you guys still have questions or want to see something in Procreate. So, okay, hang on. Okay, real quick while they're out. Like, okay, have you guys heard of like a catio where like you like can let the cats go out and it's like screened and they do their thing? I am seriously considering how to design a it's not a catio, but like a puppy run, like chicken run thing where like I can open my office window and then they can go out and go down on a little ramp out into the front yard into an area and then you just come right back. Like how handy would that be if I just like popped the window open and said, "Here, go." I don't know if they would get that or not. I don't know. Hang on, let me check on him, see if Buttons is laying out sunbathing, little diva. I have this fear that they're gonna get snatched by a giant bird, okay? And they like they just have no cares in the world. No cares in the world. they're just out there, just Buttons is like, is this grass good enough? Nope, let's move to the next patch. Good grief. Okay. Ashley does not care about my live stream, and you're right. Erin says, she's like, Mom told me to use the word. Yeah, she does. I really want to get her those buttons. I have those buttons, the buttons with the recorded things. I have them in my Amazon cart right now. I found a deal on some. Ashley is adorable while also being annoying. I did ask for it. Yes. Kristen says, I have a meeting at 9. I'll catch up on the replays and need all the Procreate tips. If you have questions, let me know. Doggy-O for a possible name. I don't know. Jess says, I'm doing something like that for a friend. Interesting. Erin says, like a doggy door into a fenced area. Yeah, but like, I need to open the window, and then they have to like climb down to go to the grass. And I don't know, I need something. Okay, let me go check on them again. Ugh. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I went back out to the door, and Ashley's like sitting there looking through the door, and then I'm like, where's Buttons? I had to go find Buttons, the little fuzzy hellion, okay? Was out there in the sun. Okay, sit there. All right. Where are we at? Okay, so their catio needs a covering. Yeah. And says, it's weird you mentioned the birds swooping down. I thought the same thing. Scary for little pups. Yeah. Ashley is the one that has gone face to face with a giant buzzard. So she is unperturbed. She just doesn't care. She has no cares. Donna says, you can get a ramp for the outside window to the ground. I feel like I need to do that. Erin says, my cat is exclusively indoors, but at least I know if she did get out, the birds would have a harder time lifting her. She's 20 pounds. Yeah, Buttons is, I want to say Buttons is 5 pounds, and Ashley is maybe 9 pounds. So size-wise, if that gives you an idea. Katie says, been lurking while I work. What is the font on your Procreate main page? Book journaling font. Oh, that is the coffee bean font. So this font right here, that is, let's see, let's change the color. That is add text, and I'm just gonna say, hey, what? You're not gonna let me say hey? All right. That is the coffee bean font. Okay, so if I go to my fonts and coffee bean, done. So that is this font right here, and I'll turn that off. When I do my cover pages, it's usually just like a 3000 by 3000, and then I will take my coffee bean font and I will do snapping. This is in the shop, by the way, just in case you didn't know that. So I will do this, and then I will make a duplicate, and then maybe this one is a different color, say pink, and then I take one and I just do like a little, oh, turn that off, just do like a little pull, so you got a little shadow, And then that is my cover page. So if you don't know about the cover pages, if you select a few things, and then like if I were to select and do this one, this one, this one, and this one, okay, and say stack and be done. So now they're in this stack, and whatever your first one is, that is your cover. So if I were to take this one and then hover in here until it goes in there, this one now becomes the cover for this stack. So if you're looking to organize your Procreate, that is a good way to do it. So you create like a little, you know, like a little cover page, and then that's your first one, and then you can add, you know, like this one. I've got all of these things where I was playing out old collages, book journal stuff, all of this stuff, tiny journaling photos, looks like this. And then I haven't created covers for those. This one just feels like a good cover, so that's what I have there for that one. But yeah, that's how you create little covers and organize your shit. Jess says her cats are older and always want to escape and climb a tree. We're hoping that they like this because they love the sun. Buttons loves the sun. She will lay out in the sun on the hot concrete until her eyeballs and her nose and her mouth and everything is dripping. She does not care. She is happy there. Poogie says, do you have to have fonts installed specifically in Procreate to work in Procreate? No. It uses, yeah, Anne says right there, yeah, it uses whatever fonts are installed on your iPad. And if you don't know how to install a font, you can use iFont, is the app that I use. And so if you have any that's like installed, it'll show up here. You can go to this, and I think somebody in the Facebook group was asking about, like, or maybe it was in Discord, I think I saw, where they were saying, like, can you have Photoshop fonts in here? If you have it saved somewhere, like if you save it on Dropbox or something where you can pull it, save it on your iPad, wherever, then you can install it and add it to your thing, yeah. So yeah, you can see I've added several in here, and yeah, so it walks you through the steps. It's super easy, but this is iFont for installing them. Okay, what else? Oh, there's a buttons here. Okay, anything else on here? And if you're doing fonts in Procreate, you can start it out as a font and customize it, but once you start editing some of the stuff, then it does, it'll rasterize it, and then it becomes like a regular image and not editable text anymore. So my suggestion is to always duplicate your text so that you have the original, and then you can edit the copy. Okay, what else? What else? Jess, you said group. What is that? Group what? What are we grouping? Oh, grouping layers? I don't know. I'm just playing here. I have no idea. Let me go back to tutorial elements. These are things that have been shown at some point in time. Just stick with Aaron's canvas, because oh, and by the way, you know how I did a cover? You can just move this. There you go. And do that there. And then you can also swipe and say delete. Yes. And then you can add another one. Whatever. You know. Okay. Does that make sense? What else you got? I know we're over time, but if you guys have questions, we can keep going. If you don't, that's fine. I got stuff to do. Okay. Did I miss anything? Excuse me while I get coffee. So you got, there's somewhere on my YouTube channel, there's a playlist for Procreate. So if you have other questions, you can always, buttons. You can always revisit that. I think I did a video that was like Procreate basics for digital planning, like ways that you can use it to go along with your digital planning. So you might want to check that out. Is there anything else that you guys want to... Oh, did I answer the question about go-to brushes? One of my favorite one is dry ink. I already said that. And then these I've set up a brush library or a brush set for like brushes I want to use specifically for my lettering challenge that I'm doing. So let me show you how to do that. Let's say that you have, let's go back to the classic library and let's go to, see, obviously I need to organize this. I've got way too many in here. So let's go down to painting. And let's say that you really love the turpentine brush and you want it to be your go-to brush for shading and coloring. So you want to set up a library for that. Okay. So we're going to leave that there. This is my, I don't know why it's called primary, but whatever. You can create a new brush set, and like I could call this coloring if I wanted to. I don't want that at the front of it. I feel like there's a scratch on my screen. The dog is, okay, so coloring, and I'm going to move this down here. There you go. So coloring, now I've got my little library set up. Let's say I find brushes that I really love for coloring, okay? And let's say this turpentine brush, which looks like this, is a really good one for adding shading. I don't know. You can swipe and say duplicate, and then press and hold this, and then I'm going to go up here to back to libraries, and then I'm still holding this. I'm going to go to coloring, and I'm going to drop it in there. So now it's in here. And so that way you have, like if you have go-to brushes that you want to do, you could do the same thing for, let's say dry ink. I love to do outlines. So I could duplicate it and then take this, press and hold, okay, go to coloring and drop it in here. So now this is for my coloring. I will say that I really like Pandani for shading and stuff, for adding stuff. So this is Pandani. It looks like this. And any brush you can use to draw with, you can use to smudge with, by the way, just in case you didn't know that. So if I'm, you know, adding some color, doing whatever. Okay, so if I want my smudge brush to be the same as my painting brush, while this is selected, you press and hold on smudge, and it'll set it with your current brush. Check your size, because that may not be the same. And then you can just, you know, like you can adjust the opacity. You can, you know, this is pressure sensitive. You can up it a little bit, you know. And keep in mind when you're smudging, like you don't want to just do this over and over and never pick up your pencil, because you may not get the same results as if you like tap. So that's just something to play around with. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Also, if you're smudging and you go from inside the color, you're obviously getting color, but if you go from the outside, you're pulling in white. So just in case you didn't know that, because there's no color there. So just thought I'd, and this kind of like has a little bit of tilt to it as well, and some pressure. So there you go. All right, what else? My mom, please says I love iPhone. Driving home, did I miss the fave brush? A little bit, I don't know. Also a flat color at this point, not artistic. Okay, here's one thing that you can do if you're into flat color. Okay, so let's say you've got, let's just go to dry ink. Let's say you've got this, what? No, new layer, thank you. Say you've got this, you know, flat color. I'm gonna pull the threshold in a little bit. Oh, it's not closed, that's why. If that happens, that's why. Let's go with a different brush. It was not a good example. I mean, that's a good brush. Okay, clear. All right, I'm gonna go with smooth. Okay, if I press and hold to get a shape, that's fine. Pull this color in. If you do the threshold thing, that avoids like this white halo looking thing. Okay, so Pookie, this for you. So if you got flat color, you want to add a little detail to it, right? I'm going to add a layer above, say clipping mask, okay? And I'm going to change to a lighter pink, and I'm going to go to Pandani. And then I can add this color in here, okay? And it's staying inside the lines, right? So this is a fun way to play around with, oh, didn't mean to do that, delete. This is a fun way to play around with flat colors while also playing around with other things. I don't know, just wanted to throw that out there in case you wanted to experiment, you know, experiment. Just thought I'd throw that out there. There you go. Beautiful. Got some color going on. Whatever. So that's an easy way to play around with, like, starting with flat colors and then adding more detail to it. And you can also just turn that off. If you're like, ugh, that was terrible. Yeah, you can do that. So, okay. Anything else you want to see? Those colors need to be in a new collection. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering about those, so these are the colors I'm using right now. And you can also pull this over here. So most of these, ugh, I don't like how it lines up. Okay, so most of these are from the Pink and Teal collection. And then this one I think is from Dragonfly. And then those are just like a brighter version of those. And then I've got some yellow over here. Why do I have this? Go. Then I have like a brighter version of lighter and darker. This is my soft black, white. These are my gold colors for my my gold accents for my lettering. That's what that is. And then my green is for whenever I'm sketching out stuff and I don't know what I want to. Oh, I'm not using that brush. I use my dry ink for my sketching. Stop it. So this is where I sketch out my stuff. And then I can turn down the opacity and then actually draw on top of it for what I want. Does that make sense? Poogie says, you're going to make me look fancy at Procreate. Thank you. You're welcome. My daughter loved her stickers today for her school page. Nice. What? You can pull the palette window? Yes. So if you have the palettes, first of all, if you have disc view, classic view, harmony, value, and then palettes, so you can, if you have one of these, like, you know, picked out, this is my default one, you can grab this and pull it off to the side, and you can switch to, like, your palette view. And if this looks confusing because, like, well, that's not the same shapes, I also hate that. But that's just how, if you move your colors around in here, on this view, like if you're going to use this more than this view, then you can organize your colors differently. There's also a card view if you like that. And this looks a little bit more like this as opposed to, so like you can move your colors around if you're using this more. Oh, stop it. If that helps. Stop. Go here. And then this one is here. And then this one is here. And then this one is, ugh, I hate it when it does that. So, yeah. I wish that they would just, like, they wouldn't shift. They would just go where you want them. I don't want history. I want this. Thank you. Go. Here. And then stop it. Here. And then stop it. Here. Okay. Like, if I'm going to use this, because I will use this a lot whenever I'm doing colors, so I don't have to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But it does lay out differently than here, because that just feels weird now. So it just depends on, like, where you're going with it. Erin says, when you move around the color window, I'm thinking no floating windows. Like, yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes. Oh, Ashley, another thing. So we did this clipping mask. There's also blend modes. So if, like, let me turn that off. Yeah. So like if you wanted to play around with blend modes, that's this right here. So you can see how your colors look differently depending on your blend mode. So that's something you can play with as well. You can also be like, oh, I really love this, but it's a little much. Let's take it down a notch. So you can do that. Does that make sense? Okay. Anything else you guys would like to see for Procreate? I don't want y'all to feel like we're going way over, but I don't want to feel like you guys are missing out on something or your question didn't get answered. So, coffee in my friend's cup. Running low. Okay. Anything else? Yes, I do have a grip, and yes, I do have the little artsy glove. So, yeah. I guess, I mean, I don't know what else you guys want. You guys have to tell me what you might have, or if there's anything in here you want to see. But yeah, okay. Anything else? Is that it? My next thing on the list for today is I've got to get the listings out for the Witchy Glam, and then I'm going back to my lettering pieces. Oh, I forgot to show you, just in case you haven't seen it yet. The Patreon goodies went live today, and they look like this. Okay, and they are beautiful. If you're in our Patreon, this is waiting for you to download. Okay, so this matches the Arcane Beauty theme, which if you have not seen that, you're missing out. This is the Arcane Beauty. See, go big. Thank you. So, Arcane Beauty. Lovely, lovely. This is the vibe of that. So, that was what the vote was for, so it matches, okay? Pookie says, Procreate brush bundle win. Hopefully by the end of the year. I don't know. I started working on some stamps the other day. Where was that? I think here, because I was playing around with stuff for the lettering challenge, playing around with symmetry and whatnot, and I ended up playing around with making some stamps. So, I don't even know what all this is. I'm just gonna take all this. So that I can turn it off. Maybe not that one. Let me say group. And then turn that off. I can turn that off. Okay, so this is where I was playing around with stamp designs for a Procreate set. For little flowers and things. But it is not finished. It's just something I was playing with, because I thought I might use them for my lettering challenge. So, you know, there's stuff coming, I think. You know. Yeah. Okay. What else? What did you guys want to see? Anything else? I don't know. This is my lettering challenge that I'm working on. That was my practice piece, and this is my official practice piece. And this was the first 2 prompts. I'm doing the 3rd prompt today. So that's happening this afternoon. I'm doing book tropes, and I'm giving book recommendations for each one. And so some of them match the books very specifically. Like these 2 match the books very specifically with the illustrations, whereas this one is going to be a little more generalized. Because I know I'm going to spend longer on the letters on this one, just because I want to do beveled, and that takes longer. So, anyways, anything else you guys want to see? Any questions? Anything? And says, I think we are good. Thanks for all the fun. OMG, I'm going to Patreon as soon as we're done here. So pretty. Aaron says, love the painted skulls. And says, Arcane Beauty is one of my favorites. Absolute favorites. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, what else? I see my book journal. I need to update this because I finished a book last night, read 2 bonus content, started another book today. So that'll wrap up this month. I still need to get my challenge finished updating. And then my sketchbook for the challenge looks like this so far. I've got the first 2 prompts in here. Got my challenge pages going. Okay, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all those things. And I guess that's it. Unless you want to see anything else, if you think of questions later, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here, and I have a sleeping dog beside my feet, so I can't move. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all those good things, and yeah, hopefully we can have a book club live soon. Just because I feel like I need like a productivity thing for my book journal. It's kind of what I'm thinking, so we may do something like that soon. And if you guys are serious about doing like a Sunday morning productivity thing, let me know, because we can totally do that. Because yeah, Sunday morning is when I'm probably most productive throughout a good majority of the week. Okay, that's it. I'm out, and I will see you guys in the next one. And if you come up with questions, let me know. And that's it. Ta-ta, and